Today we are starting osmosis. Osmosis is the diffusion of water molecule through a semi-permeable membrane from a dilute to a concentrated solution. So I am repeating, osmosis may be defined as the movement of water or solvent molecule from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration when the two are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. It means solvent molecule move from dilute solution to a concentrated solution. What is the most important to note in the above definition is that water molecule move from their higher concentration, whether in dilute solution or in pure water, to their lower concentration in a stronger solution or just a solution in relation to pure water. Knowledge scientist first described osmosis. I am repeating, knowledge, Knowledge. Knowledge scientists first described osmosis. Osmosis refers especially to the diffusion of water across a differentially or a semi-permeable membrane. So, osmosis can be defined as a special type of diffusion of water that occurs through a semi-permeable membrane. Movement of solvent or water molecule from the region of their higher diffusion pressure or free energy to the region of their lower diffusion pressure or free energy across a semi-permeable membrane. Diffusion of water from its pure state or dilute solution into a solution or stranger solution when two are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Osmosis occurs spontaneously in response to a driving force. The net direction and rate of osmosis depends on both the pressure gradient and concentration gradient. Water will move from its region of higher chemical potential or concentration to its region of lower chemical potential until equilibrium is reached. At the equilibrium, the two chambers should have the same osmotic concentration. Inward and outward osmosis. With reference to a cell, the osmosis can be either inward or outward depending on the extent of concentration of the solution surrounding it. It is classified into endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Endo means inward. Endoosmosis is the inward diffusion of water through a semi-permeable membrane when the surrounding solution is less concentrated. This tends to swell up the cell. And exoosmosis means outward. Exoosmosis is the outward diffusion of water through a semi-permeable membrane when the surrounding solution is more concentrated. This tends to causing shrinkage of the cell. So I am repeating types of osmosis. Depending upon the movement of water into or out of the cell, osmosis is of two types: endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Endoosmosis is the osmotic inflow of water into a cell when placed in water or a dilute solution than that of a cell sap. It causes swelling of the cell, while exoosmosis is the osmotic outflow of water from a cell when placed in a solution having lower concentration of water as compared to cell sap. It causes cell shrinkage. So I am repeating, there are two types of osmosis. Endoosmosis means inward. The osmotic entry of water into a cell or organ when the plant or organ is placed into a hypotonic solution is called endoosmosis. It leads to turgidity due to swelling of the cell or inward movement of water. While exoosmosis means outward, the osmotic withdrawal of water from a cell or organ when the cell or organ is placed into a hypertonic solution is called exoosmosis. It leads to plasmolysis due to shrinkage of the cell or outward movement of the cell. इसका एग्जाम्पल ये है कि जैसे हम छोले रात भर रखते हैं पानी में, तो पानी से भीग के और छोले फूल जाते हैं, सीड कोड में पानी एंटर कर जाता है, तो ये हो गई एंडोऑस्मोसिस। इसके अपोजिट में होती है एक्सोऑस्मोसिस। एक्सोऑस्मोसिस में क्या है कि अगर हम अंगूर को उसमें रखें शुगर सॉल्यूशन में, तो वो अंगूर के अंदर का जितना भी लिक्विड है वो बाहर निकल जाएगा और वो श्रिंक कर जाएगा, रेजिन में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. दिस इज़ नोन एज एक्सोऑस्मोसिस. Now I am explaining an experiment to explain osmosis. Take 2 concentrated sugar solution in a thistle funnel. Cover the mouth of thistle funnel with a cellophane paper or egg membrane or animal bladder and tie it securely. Invert the thistle funnel in a beaker containing water and suspend it. Mark the level of sugar solution on the stem of a thistle funnel. This is an experimental setup. As a control for comparison, take another thistle funnel with plain water filled in it and suspend it in another beaker also containing water. Again mark the level on its stem. After a few hours, the level of sugar solution in the thistle funnel in the experimental setup will rise. The level of sugar solution in the thistle funnel too in the control will remain unchanged. The level of water in the beaker in the experimental will drop slightly while the one in the beaker is control will remain unchanged. If the water in the beaker in the experimental setup is tasted, it is not found sweet. So, what are the 3 main characteristics conclusion from this experiment? In the experimental setup, some water of the beaker has passed through the cellophane paper to entire thistle funnel containing the sugar solution. Sugar from the thistle funnel has not passed into the beaker. The cellophane paper has acted selectively permeable membrane or differentially. It has allowed water molecule to pass through but not the sugar molecule. If you had slightly modified the experimental setup by taking a more concentrated sugar solution in the thistle funnel and very dilute or less concentrated sugar solution in the beaker, the result would still be the same. That is, the level of solution in the thistle funnel would rise. This again is because some water from the less concentrated solution in the beaker moved into the more concentrated solution in the thistle funnel by crossing through the cellophane पेपर. सो इसमें क्या हुआ है कि बाहर अगर हमने वाटर रखा है और अंदर जो है हमारा शुगर सॉल्यूशन है, तो मेम्ब्रेन के थ्रू पानी अंदर एंटर कर जाएगा और वो चाहेगा कि ऑस्मोसिस के थ्रू दोनों तरफ लेवल सेम हो जाए. तो शुगर सॉल्यूशन तो बाहर आ नहीं पाएंगे मेम्ब्रेन से, साइज़ बड़ा होता है, लेकिन वाटर मॉलिक्यूल अंदर घुस जाएंगे और इससे थिसल फनल में जो पानी का लेवल है, शुगर सॉल्यूशन का लेवल है, वो राइज कर जाता है. Now I am talking about rubber sheet and muslin instead of cellophane as a barrier. If in setup we had used a rubber sheet and in another similar setup a muslin cloth instead of cellophane as in the above experiment, what would happen? Obviously no change in the level of sugar solution would occur in the first. The rubber sheet is impermeable and would not allow the water molecule from the beaker to cross over to the other side. In the second case, the meshes or pores of the muslin cloth are so large that they would not hold back even the sugar molecule, and entire sugar solution would float down to a common level due to gravity. The muslin cloth is therefore freely permeable for sugar solution. The same experiment can be performed by using a whisking bag, semi-permeable membrane. Place a sugar solution in a knotted whisking bag and insert a long glass capillary tube till some of the sugar solution rise in the capillary tube. The mouth of the bag firmly round the capillary tube and support it on a clamp stand. Immerse the whisking bag in a beaker with water. After about an hour, the level of sugar solution in the capillary tube rise. This rise is due to the water molecule diffusing through the wall of the whisking bag. So what are the key points in the experiment? There are two liquids of different concentration. The sugar solution has a higher concentration of sugar molecule, whereas there may be a fewer or no sugar molecule in the beaker. It is very important to understand that the concentration can also be visualized from the side of the solvent. That is, There are more water molecule in a unit volume in the beaker than in the same volume of sugar solution in the thistle funnel. Thus, there are two regions of different concentration known as tonicity, which you may express in following way: two region of different concentration of water molecule or two region of different concentration of sugar molecule. The two liquids are separated by a cellophane paper which behave like a semi-permeable membrane. A semi-permeable membrane is one which allow the passage of molecules selectively. I'm repeating. A semi-permeable membrane is one which allow the passage of molecules selectively. It allows a solvent, example water molecule, to pass through it freely but prevent the passage of solute, sugar or salt molecule in solution. So how long can osmosis continue? Theoretically, osmosis should continue until the concentration of water become equal on both sides of the membrane. In the experiment shown, the column of sugar solution in the thistle funnel keep rising upward with the influx of water from the beaker, and with it the weight of this column of solution would also increase. Such increase in the weight of rising column reduce further osmosis. A stage will be reached when no osmosis occur even if the concentration of water molecule is not the same on the two sides of the membrane. जब तक दोनों तरफ सॉल्यूशन की कंसंट्रेशन एक जैसी नहीं हो जाती तब तक ऑस्मोसिस कंटिन्यू रहती है. In this state of equilibrium, the water molecule from the beaker tend to force upward through the membrane, but the weight or the pressure from above hold with them downwards. Now I am talking about osmotic pressure. In that experiment, an airtight piston bearing some weight was introduced in the thistle funnel for the very beginning. The level of the solution would not rise at all, showing thereby there was no entry of water. Thus may define osmotic pressure as: osmotic pressure is the minimum pressure that must be exerted to prevent the passage of pure solvent into the solution when the two are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. तो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर वो मिनिमम प्रेशर होता है जो कि प्योर सॉल्वेंट का सॉल्यूशन में जाने से रोकता है उसको, किसके थ्रू? सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन के थ्रू. So I am repeating: osmotic pressure, that is OP, the pressure required to completely stop the entry of water into an osmotically active solution across a semi-permeable membrane is called osmotic pressure. It is denoted by OP. It is measured in the atmosphere or bars or pascals. The instrument used for measuring osmotic pressure is called osmometer. Osmotic pressure of pure water is taken as 0, hence it increases gradually from 0 to positive number with addition of solute into the solution. So I am repeating: osmotic pressure, the mechanical pressure that must be applied on a solution to prevent the passage of solvent in the solution through a